My name is Marcia Wilbur, and I am a hobbyist. And I've always been a hobbyist. And a lot of people call themselves advocates. I call myself an advocate. I started out in the 90s. I attended, I had a class at Harvard, and it was Signal or Noise, the Future of Music on the Internet. And there I met John Gilmore from the EFF. And I was just new, fresh, young. And I was telling this gentleman, he said to me, "What have you done?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing." So the very next month, I was in Washington, D.C., explaining to people what the DMCA was, and nobody knew what the DMCA was. And I got involved with Linux early on because it was, a lot of Linux user groups were the ones who showed up. And I started doing more activism, I called it. Activism than advocacy, but it leaked into each other. So I could never get a job in Linux because there were, sysadmin jobs, but I did get a job as a Debian babysitter. And so I went from there. I wrote Linux Essentials, all the content, because, well, they were getting the content from someone who was plagiarizing. And I know, I'm just talking. I'm buying time. One of the things that they did was they asked me to review the documentation for Linux Essentials that they were going to publish to universities worldwide. It was with CompTIA for Linux Plus certification. And, plagiarism, I get it, They think it's open source, they think the docs are open, no worries, except the writer transposed the kernel numbering standard, and I went, okay, no, what? It looks like you did work, really bad work. So they said, highlight what you think is plagiarized. And I said, well, it would be easier if I highlighted what wasn't, And then I knew they were going to make me write it, and that's what happened. And I tried to call it GNU Linux Essentials. I even got the history part straight from RMS because I had just finished my internship at the Free Software Foundation. So if anyone has taken the Ares CompTIA Linux Essentials, that really came straight from Richard. I left out the part where he was bitter about Linus not contacting him first when he had the kernel. But yeah, that's where I started. I took any job that was Linux related. I would go, even a few years ago, I go on Fiverr. Okay, what do you got? Because I signed non-compete agreements, even though, I really shouldn't, but I need a gig. I got to sign the non-compete. So I couldn't train for years. So then I tried to go into sysadmin, right? And then I did that. And then, Linux really took off. So then it wasn't that hard to get jobs. And I did migrations, implementations, integrations. But basically what I'm saying is you can start off as a hobbyist. I did. And I was tinkering with Moodle. They flew me to Seattle to do a migration. I've been to Canada. They flew me to parties. I mean, it's always feast and famine, right? And I just do it because I really love it. But then I fell into a job at this place called PTI Global, who was a vendor for Intel. And when I got there, they were just starting this effort called OpenVINO. And basically, it was to, fast prototyping, right? And it was IoT. I had been running a Linux plus Pi meeting in the Valley in Arizona, and tinkering all the time. And so I would go to the meetings, and people would be like, hey, how do you add a date stamp to your output images? And I'm like, oh, let me look that up. And then I would go and write about it. And so they're like, where'd you get this great idea? And I'm like, oh, I go to these Linux meetings, Maybe some of you have never heard of a Linux user group meeting. And maybe some of you used to go to Linux user group meetings, but you mix, you mingle, and you learn, right? And so from there, I learned about Industrial IoT. And they had these machines, like all these machines, and they put me in the IoT group. And I said, oh, I have nothing to do. Can I just install Linux on that? And I did. And then I had nothing else to do, and there was another machine, and I go, oh, can I just put Linux on that? And the guy came over, and he's like, it works. It's Atom. It's not supposed to work on Atom. I go, yeah, it works. What do you mean it's not supposed to work on Atom, right? And from there, I started doing more development, and basically, because I knew how to fix dependencies. And it literally says, apt-f install or apt-fix broken install. Like I don't know, people are foreign to Linux. I don't know if, some of you are new, but, those are things that, when you get an error, read it, and then run the command, see what happens. Because sometimes it'll fix it. Anyway, so I worked on a lot of their OpenVINO stuff, and then I was tinkering more. And basically, if you're new, I can assure you that you can do a lot with Linux today. Now, I don't know, they put this as intermediate. I'm not advanced at all, right? But I tinker. I'm a hobbyist, right? And, hobbyists are important. And you can go from hobbyist to corporate if you want, or you can go from hobbyist to your own startup if you want. I've seen it. It's possible. Anyway, let's get started. That's enough. How much time do I got? Is there a clock up there? Oh, good. All right. All right, so I made this as like kind of a guideline for me here. So what do I have here? I can't even see. What is that? Oh, yeah, that's the first demo. Okay, so I'm going to demo. Okay, so I put Conda, mini Conda actually. Mini Conda 3, and then installed OpenCV, and then just ran a very simple demo to get the camera or video. I used file input. And I wanted to show you how to add that file, like how to just simply get that going. Let's see. Terminal. Okay. Oh yeah, I have one. I have a couple of them open, huh? One is doing Chromium, right? And then one is it's got Minute Commander. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'm leaning on the keyboard. Yeah, this is going great. Okay. So let's see. Oh, maybe I can just. Okay. So I'm at home. All right. And then I think it's a demo. Is there a demo? No. This is so bad. Demo. Okay. Yeah, works. All right. So I'll open this file so you can see it, what it's doing. But basically, I took a free culture trust video. Now, Intel does offer videos for running inference and using with your machine learning projects. That being said, it would be great if there was more than just the handful from Intel. Like we have open source models, right? We have a lot of people contributing to that. Why not have a contribution effort where we have input, video, audio, whatever, that's under Creative Commons or public domain, and then other people can use and test their prototypes against videos that are tried and true, right? And that, you know, other people in the community, as a community, get together and create a bunch of, you know, videos to use with your machine learning projects. You know, I mean, a lot of people, okay, so you can use video capture 0 for your camera. And you can do that, but say you don't have a camera. Like, I'm on the road, I don't really have a camera with me. I do have a small one, but you know. Just whatever the scenario might be, use case might be, you want to test it, you have video that you know is going to do people detection, so you can just grab some video from a repo, right, that's been contributed by people, and run it. Okay, so let's look at the code. Let's try nano. What is it? Test? All right, very simple script. Oh.
You might want to use a bigger font than that, even with my glasses.
I know, even me too.
Sure. It's either under Edit Preferences or if you get lucky, Command-Shift+.
All right, Command-Shift+. Command.
I'm sorry, Control.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, Command. Oh, nice. Okay, can everyone see that? Okay. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's a lot. I need an assistant. Oh, thank you. No. All right. And I got to find the mouse now. Oh, mouse, where are you? Oh, I see it. I saw it. This is what happens when you have like 25 years of vision. Can everyone see that now? Okay, great. Oh, this is like... Stay with me for another 38 minutes. Okay, so here you're going to import NumPy. I already installed OpenCV. The video capture is the people detection video. It's in the same directory. Did you see it? Now, if you want it to be the camera, you're going to use 0. For camera 1, if you have a second camera, if you're lucky enough to have 2 cameras, it's going to be 1. Why? Do you know why? We start with 0, right? Isn't that what we do? Yeah? So then, like, the third camera would be camera, anybody? Anyone? Yeah, right. Okay, good. These are my people. So anyway, I'm using a video just because that's a demonstration. And then you're going to show frame, and then you have to wait, and I'll explain that later, but it's just so it doesn't pause the video, right? Because otherwise, if you have like wait key 0, it could pause the video if you're using the camera. I wanted to explain that. Anyways, you get to destroy stuff at the end, so that's cool. All right, this doesn't do a bounding box. This is just a simple example of how to use the camera with the Pi, OpenCV, and Conda, okay? So let's get out of here. And then we're going to run the script. Whoa, wait a second. Test demo Pi, so I'm going to use Python, right? Python 3. Yeah, am I good? They're going super fast. They're running from my talk. They said, there's too many technical problems. No, so, whoa, assertion failed. Wait a second, what happened? Well, you know the point here is that you can install Conda OpenCV on a Raspberry Pi 5. Now, Pi 5, I want you to remember this. I mean, I will release the image. I always do. I have images for Pi 3 that have OpenVINO working and darknet and all kinds of stuff, right? Just the videos are already in there. You don't have to do anything, and that's only like, I think, only 8 gig. But If you want to do some AI stuff, Conda, OpenCV, I mean, these are my go-tos. I don't know about the rest of you, but it installs a lot of stuff too. But anyway, you can do it. Maybe probably better than me, and I'll come to your talk next time.
I feel having the blood from it, my own wounds from it in the past. I should point out that if you use something like Conda, you must make sure that everything is in Conda. Like if you compile something, that you compile with the Conda version of GCC and the Conda version of libc. Because if you mix it with the distribution libraries and stuff, it will work for maybe half an hour and then blow up with a bizarre error message.
Good point. Here's something else. The Raspberry Pi 5, which I found by trial by error, is 64-bit. You need the 64-bit. And I was using just the first default Raspberry Pi OS, which, by the way, I don't even really like Raspberry Pi OS. I'd admit it. You know, I think someone could do a better job. Just, you know, take the ARM version of Debian and throw some configuration files in there or tools. But anyway, I had the wrong version, and I'm like, it's failing, it's failing, it's failing. And then I went, okay, uname, what's going on here? So you really need to have, if you're getting the Pi 5, you really need to have the 64-bit operating system in order to do this, right? And there are a ton of resources online. You can watch videos, see demonstrations, and they'll, you know, like if you have the wrong OS, like I did, they'll be like, done, and then you're like, what's going on, right? So just to give you a heads up, that's that. Okay, all right, let's go to darknet. And I don't know how well that's going to go. I've done better with darknet, I'll tell you that right now. All right. So darknet is a really, sorry, am I breaking the code of conduct by displaying his licenses? So it's my favorite license, by the way. Just saying. I need to get to a browser so I can show the, oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Yeah, it's like dark like darknet. Nope, that's not it. Maybe, but at this point, I think I should just, like, try to see what I could do. This is how my life has been. Why am I so good at this? You ask? No. Okay, let's see. Thanks for the reminder. Will you come with me the next time I speak somewhere else? Because I never had such helpful audience. No, seriously. Okay, no? Okay, let's try that. Did not. Okay, so let's try just going to that website. Where am I now? Oh my gosh. Yeah. You would think after decades, but then my vision, you know, it's not what it used to be. All right, okay. Oh, I know, hold on. I'll just go dark net. No? All right. No. Okay, hold on. That's capital. D-A-R-K. Down? Does it say PJ ready? Up? Okay. And this is the site you want to go to. Now, he hasn't really updated a lot of stuff, but it works, and you can use YOLO 8 ultralytic, whatever they call them, ultralytics. And that is seriously awesome. I've seen some people use ultralytics, YOLO 8 on Pi, and that's probably your best bet. But if for a starting point, just installing darknet, just basically clone the repo and make the files. But if you have an NVIDIA GPU, you make it with this. And here he says, I'm not going into CUDA because it's terrifying, and I can confirm that yes, it is, but it can be done, right? It's not a problem. I have a HP Omen. And by the way, if anyone has an HP Omen and wants my image to save them the time, it's got, I believe, a 3060 in it. So I can share that image with you. It's quite large. But yeah, if you want to do it with CUDA, then you have to change to GPU 1 equals 1. You can compile it with OpenCV, but you can just compile it and get it to run. Now, let's see. Oh my gosh, this is going great. Okay. How about if I go, is that the back button? Yeah. Okay, so here's YOLO. And he gives, well, I don't know what happened to his video, but he gives a good detailed explanation. You know, let's go there. I call myself a machine learning mechanic. I'm not mathematically inclined to understand all the intricacies yet of neural networks. I like to play in their playground, right? And so, you know, this information, while very useful and important, isn't really necessary to get started with machine learning, at the very least. You don't need all that math, right? You know? So, okay, is that, hold on. That's the repo again, okay. And then this is where you'll download the weights for it. And he has some samples, and I don't even know that this is going to work because it said it failed to write last time, but I'll humiliate myself anyways because it usually works. It might work on your system, and you can get all kinds of predictions in play. There's some kind of thing going on with me all the time. All right. So, got the weights, right? You got the data directory has a bunch of images in it, horses, eagle, whatever. You can put anything in there that you want. Now, when you run this command, it'll do predictions, right? This is very basic. Predictions of what objects are there based on the weights. Okay, it exports it to this predictions file. You can change that. I have, not this time around, but you can change it so it doesn't overwrite the predictions every time, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? You can just change a little bit of the code and get that done. All right, good luck with this one. All right, here we go. I think at the end it's going to say, oh, wait. I think it's going to say, couldn't write to the predictions file? And it could be a permissions thing. I don't know. Maybe I should try it with sudo. Yeah, it's taken a minute. Yeah, I don't think it's going to write to it. But it'll give you in text the predictions. And a lot of time, yep. A lot of times, it's going to be accurate. Now, if you use tiny YOLO, it's going to say that a horse is a cow. At least it did for me on, I think it was a Pi 2 or 3. Oh, 3A plus. So, you know, now the Raspberry Pi has so much more memory and so much better processing. I don't know about the new design, but it's hot. I did a thing called hot or not, right? This is hot. I probably shouldn't mess with it. But anyway, so I'll show you the original predictions file. It's the same as what it is now anyways, so let's go to Midnight Commander. And then we'll go down to Am I in darknet? Oh, this is so. I need. Okay, good. Yes. And then I need the predictions file. By the way, I am a firm, solid advocate for Miguel de Casa's Midnight Commander, which he put out almost 30 years ago. And it works. I've used Dolphin. They have file limit sizes. Midnight Commander, no problem. Tried and true, if you're doing bare metal, you have a file manager that you can use on the Raspberry Pi. Perfect, right? And there are the predictions, right? You can change the bounding box to include the actual numbers and predictions that are, you can do all kinds of stuff if you know OpenCV. And so I hope that you, give it a try. It's not that hard. As you can see, even I can do it, so it must not be that. All right, what else was I getting into? Let's see, let's go back to this. All right, a pointer would be nice. I'm just saying. There. And then it was this one. Let's see what else I'm talking about here. Okay, bounding boxes. Do we want to get into that? Sure, why not? Hold on, let me see this. Oh, so you know what? I don't really like PDFs, but I thought they would like me to have a presentation, and I don't really like to use LibreOffice on Pi because it takes up some resources. And there's a DLL in it. I'm just kidding. All right, let's open it. Let's go to, well, I guess we could just go to File Manager, but we could just use Midnight Commander. We could use another terminal. Okay, let's do that. Whoa. Not that. Definitely not that. Okay. Do you know what? I just do like exit. Is that not exit? E-X-I-T. Have you ever blindly logged into a Raspberry Pi? Or a Linux machine? You have? It's a good experience, right?
Sometimes. You just have to know what your commands are very well.
Yeah, and as long as you can SSH in, then you're good to go, right? You have to have SSH enabled, and you have to get the IP address. So that's one thing. You have to be on the network or know what the IP address is of the Pi. You don't need a monitor. I don't need the screen. I can get in, and then I can use X2Go. I can install. I found that the best one is X2Go for remote desktop on anything. VNC, real VNC comes with your Raspberry Pi operating system, but it also collects data. See, it's free. But when something's free, who's the product? We are, right? So I'm just saying, I prefer X2Go over VNC. I tried a few other VNC server types of, Linux tools, and X2Go is my go-to because I have a GUI on the computer. Oh! I wanted to show you something else before I get into this. Well, okay, maybe I'll get into this first. What? All right, here we go. Am I in downloads? Let's see, CD. Downloads. And then, gosh, I'm not there yet. I'm still home. What happened? DO, because there's documents too. Okay. Oh, forget it. Maybe it'll open up in Midnight Commander. What I wanted to get to is I have OBS working on the Raspberry Pi itself instead of just remote desktoping and trying to record video. So if you don't know how to do that, I created a script. It's very simple. It's just the command. But some people don't like commands. They're, you know, they can write a script. Anyways. Oh boy. No. Oh, is that it? Yeah, that might be it. What number is that? 3?
That's going back to the parent directory.
Or 4? Let's see if I have it on as an image. Nope, that's the darknet one. I'm sorry, guys. This would be easier if I could just see it. Okay, you know what? Let's try the default file GUI here and just go. These are all, oh, those are my videos that I made with OBS. Okay, these are all the, that's a zip. Where's that PDF? Anybody? Anybody? I give up. How about home? I like to put things in home. Home. See, I'm afraid that might be. Oh, there it is. Oh, thank goodness. I guess we'll do the presentation now. The good, fun part, right? Is that big enough? That's why I wanted to do it, like open it there. Okay, so there's your link that I should have just used earlier. Free culture videos. Free culture videos. Conda OpenCV-Pi. I made a video. Images read. We went over how to feed from a camera, how to feed from a video file, how to do, you know, set that. Okay, yeah, we did that already. Where was I even going with this? See, I get a little feed from camera, example Python. What was I? Oh my gosh. Come on.
Sometimes spacebar will go to the next one.
Okay, you know what? Yes, if you ever need a job, I swear, I could use someone like you. All right, so video files are frames. There's an article here on how to extract frames from a video. Have you ever, an MP4 is like a container, right? And it has the audio and other files in there. But basically, you want to display with IM show, and then you had the IM read and IM write. Oh, there I go. Set the wait key. That's what I was going to get to. And how about shift minus? Do you think that would work? Nope. Yeah, I tried that just now. Control minus? Oh, yeah, I guess it was my output. Yeah, okay, all right. Anyways, you use the wait key after the IM show to, and now it's not moving along. Is there like a, this? Yeah? How am I doing there? Oh, fit width.
Try that. Or maybe fit page.
Fit page? No? Could it be me? Could be me the way I exported it. Yeah. I didn't use Pandoc. All right. So let's open OBS Studio. Let's see what happens. So you go here, you install OBS. I know it seems like maybe not important now, but someday if you ever want to use OBS Studio on your Raspberry Pi, you'll go, I remember that lady, she just changed the GL to Mesa GL. Okay, failed to initialize video, your GPU may not be supported, or your graphics drivers may need to be updated. Right? Yeah, I know. So, I have, does it say start OBS script? Oh, OBS start script. This one. And it's really just one line of code. So, I could just, yeah, not execute, just, well, okay, execute, fine. Right, because I tried it at, so a lot of people are used to just like clicking on an icon and it actually works. But you have a different kind of GPU here, and so you just need to, I could show you, start recording, it's working, stop recording, it output to my file location. If you haven't used OBS Studio to like do stuff, then there it is. I really like it. It works pretty good. And from some of the things I've seen, they're a pretty fun group, okay? Like if you mess around with the code or whatever. Okay, so you want to see it. Let's go to a terminal. What do we got here? Okay. I'm going to go. And then it was in home, right? CD, LS, LS. Does it say OBS?
There's OBS, that's the green one.
Oh, yeah, yeah, it is. All right, so we go L-O-B. Oh, did I have a L? Yeah, okay. What do I have now? Oh my gosh. Am I good? Am I good? All right. I should have used X to go. And all right, and then Control Shift plus, right? Or Control Shift plus, 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 plus. All right, so I have more in the, comments. That's just all you need. That's it. And you can do it at the command line. You don't need a script to do it, obviously, right? But I thought that was some good information I might share with you today. I think my time's almost up, and I really don't have much more, but the information I have in here, if you have any questions. Oh, I have 1 minute. 1 minute. Oh, I have 10 minutes. Sweet. Hi.
Will you tell us where to download that PDF or whatever it was?
Oh, it's just on Raspbian.io. Raspbian used to be the name of the operating system that was produced by Raspberry Pi Foundation, and I just happened to be an early user, and I got the IO because why not, right? So it's easy to remember, right? And it's the most recent post, and the PDF is on there. And I have some images at Raspbian.io that are older, but have just crammed full of machine learning stuff. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say for darknet, the repository is not, what's the word, being supported anymore, right?
Uh-huh.
There's a newer repository for that. There's a newer repository for that. You just have to look, I can find it for you, and then maybe in the next, maybe your next lecture, you could show that resource as well.
Yeah,
'Cause,
definitely.
There's a company that actually supports darknet now, and I can show you that.
There is.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I'll look for it, and I'll show you after.
That would be fantastic.
I forgot, but I'll look it up. I have it saved somewhere.
No, that's very important because keeping up to date and current is essential.
There's also like a Discord group that specifically you can join, and it has a lot of people who've used darknet. They can give you advice on how to do GPU setup and all those.
Yeah, okay, so you know what I found when I did the GPU setup was deprecated. It's something that I could warn you all about is that it could work today and it could be deprecated tomorrow or even tonight.
So that's why it's important to get an updated version. I'll look for it and I can show you after the presentation.
Okay, great, great, great. Anyone? Comments, questions, requests?
What's GPL version 4?
Oh, jeez. That's the new one I'm working on.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. That's me typing in the dark at the hotel. Good catch. See? You're really good. Oh, hi.
At the very beginning, you mentioned that there is some Intel solution for ML inference on embedded devices. Is that only for Intel processors?
It was.
Is
But
it
I
now-
don't know about now, but you can tweak the file. And at the beginning, it was only for Red Hat and Ubuntu. And you can tweak the file and you can comment it out or you can delete it. I've run it on MX. I've run it on Mint, because Mint's Ubuntu-based, right? But it restricts you. And, okay, I'll admit it. While I was working on the prototypes and while I was doing stuff, they didn't give me a laptop, and I did use AMD. And so it does work. But you will have to tweak, I believe it's the install script, because it'll stop you if it doesn't recognize the correct system. But it's not too terrible. If you get to it, find me, and I will walk you through it, or I'll give you my file. But yes, you can do it on AMD. At least you could. I did it about, I would say, 3 or 4 months ago on Mint. So I didn't see those restrictions too much. But I always used AMD because that's what I could afford. And it was solid, stable, and yeah.
Sorry to cut you off. I got the repository. It's Hank-AI
Oh,
/darknet,
is it
ANK
HANK?
dash AI /darknet. And then they also have a Discord you could join. And there's a maintainer that runs that Discord, so if you have any questions, you could directly message him. And he's pretty good at darknet, so he knows almost everything about it
I would say that darknet is a great place to start, actually.
for machine learning.
Yeah, for machine learning. Now, that being said, they have, there's this, if you want to learn a little bit more about the basics of training, like really basics, there's a machine learning for kids where you train a simple model. And it's very simple. It provides you with all the tools you need. And you don't know where you can go from just start tinkering around and being a hobbyist, and you could be the next startup. I hope I see you there. I hope I really do. It would be great. Anyone? Okay, well, it looks like people are standing in for the next session. So if we're done, I want to thank you all for showing up and being as patient as you are. And if you have any questions, I'm Marcia Wilbur. You can find me anywhere, preferably at a coffee shop. Thank you, by the way, for getting that coffee. I really needed it. All right, well, enjoy the rest of the conference, and if you have any machine learning, or if you have, once I get the text Gen AI working on Pi, I'll put it on the Raspbian.io site, and if I can't, I'll at least, put up the stuff for desktop or server. So you don't have to pay a nominal fee to do prompts, and you can keep your information private. Yes. So, all right, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Thank you so much.